Good day, YouTubers. Thanks for joining me here for another recap slash cleanup bonanza. And right across the table is Miss Jane. Say hello, Jane.
Hello, Janer.
All right. Right off the hop, let's do a little cheers here. Cheers, Jane.
Cheers.
Where are we headed to, driver?
No man's land.
Oh, okay, they're going then. We got a damn good show for you tonight. What do you say, Jane?
Yeah, we got a damn good show. Let's get her done.
All right, so these items here were from the previous digging video. And if you watch that video, you've seen this one here. This actually came out of the ground in two pieces. I just put some boxing tape around it and holding it together there just for demonstration purposes. And you've seen this lovely colored glass syringe. Look at that.
That's going in my pocket.
Yeah, that cleaned up nice. Look at that blue, especially against that black background. And then we got the McLaren's Invincible extract from Hamilton Coffee. What was it? Coffee and Spice Company? Hamilton Coffee and Spice Company, yeah, from Hamilton, Ontario. That's where that's from. 1920s. Cleaned up pretty good. We got the Pinex cough syrup. Another one. This bottle's probably from like around 1920, and they originated in 1905, and in 1960 they were bought out by Revlon. So there's an interesting piece of info. Okay, so next up we got two lovely Hemingway insulators out of there. Look at the color of those.
Beautiful colors.
Yeah, real nice colors.
One's going in my pocket.
Unfortunately, some of the drip points are broke off the bottom, and this one's not too bad, but this one here has several of those teeth broke off. And somebody had suggested in the comments of the video that I grind those off and just have them, you know, smooth and rounded there. I can't remember who suggested that, but Jane, you got your phone right there with the comments on it?
Yeah, I do. Here you are.
Okay, here we go then. Let's have a look here. See who it was. A lot of regular viewers here. The phone wants to stay focused on them. Kind of reading them quickly here. There it is right there. Arnie, 6423. Nice syringe. I wonder if that was what they used for venereal disease. And those insulators, I'd grind all the drip points off and make paperweights out of them. Well, I haven't got any use for paperweights, but that is an excellent idea to grind the drip points off them. So I might do that actually, try it out. All right, there's your phone back, Jane.
Oh,
Thanks for the idea, Arnie. A little shout out to Arnie. All right, next up, well, I'm going to have a drink here first. I didn't mention Jane has a bunch of items across the table there, too, she's going to hand me. And right off now, she's got one right there.
It's a beautiful flask.
It is a beautiful little amber flask, like a half pint. It is machine made, probably like 1920s, I'd say, like most of the stuff is here. But how lovely is that? And that cleaned up really nice. Put that right there. All right, Janer, what else you got over there?
We have the Stone-Made Dundee Marmalade jar.
Yep, and this one cleaned up pretty good, other than this rust staining around it. And I did soak that in CLR, but it unfortunately didn't come completely clean. And I see there is some sort of lettering on the base of this, but I have no idea what it says. If anybody knows, feel free to stick her down in the comments below. So there's that one. That's a beauty. All right, Jane has a couple more items over there. Let's get started.
Perfume Le Bateau.
Yes, this ends up being a perfume bottle. It is embossed Letheric on the base, and it is a 1930s Bouquet Letheric perfume with the scent Miracle.
Ooh la la.
Yeah, that's our French accent coming out there. Yeah, see. Nice little bottle. All right, Jane's got one more find over there, and it's the best of them all. What do you got, Jane?
I have 2 frog shape. When you put those razors?
You put your razor blades in them, that's right.
Yeah.
So this was the first one I dug a couple of years ago, and you can see there's some chipping and wear around the base, and it's even got a little bit of a crack there. So, well, let me see. There, we compare the two of them. But the bases are still both dirty on them, but this one here from this recent video is in much better condition. Cleaned up really well. That's not even chipped, it's just worn. But there it is. So you use your razor blade, you stick it in there. When it's full, you chuck the whole thing out. Neat little thing. Which reminds me of a joke, Jane. You want to hear a joke about a frog?
Sure.
Okay. We set this down. We'll get started here. Okay, so frog walks into a bank, goes up to the bank teller and says, excuse me, Miss Whack. Miss Whack, that's her name. She had a little name tag there on her shirt. It says Whack on it. Says, my name's Kermit, and I'm here to see about getting a loan. Well, she says, you're not Kermit the Frog. And he says, no, I'm Kermit Jagger. He says, Kermit Jagger? I never heard of Kermit Jagger. And he says, yeah. He says, my father was Mick Jagger, and he had sex with a frog, and I'm his son. He named me Kermit, so Kermit Jagger. She says, oh, okay, well, you're here to see about a loan, are you? And says, yeah, I'm here to see about a loan. She says, well, I don't think we give loans to frogs. She says, but maybe, she says, have you got any collateral? And Kermit says, well, actually, I do have something here. It's right in my pocket here. Let me get it out for you. So he reaches in his pocket and pulls out a little tiny pink elephant. And he says, well, I do have this, and it's worth a lot of money. She says, oh, really? And so he hands it to her, and she takes it and looks at it. Okay, well, I'm not sure what that is. She says, but I'm going to have to go talk to my sales manager there, and he'll be able to tell me more about this. So she goes and knocks on the door of his office, and the sales manager yells, come on in, Patty. Patty, that's her first name. So she goes in, she says, listen, I got this frog named Frog Jagger out there. He wants a bank loan. I asked him for collateral, and he's given me this little tiny pink elephant here. I don't have a clue what it's supposed to be. He says, well, let me see that. So she hands it to the sales manager, and he takes it and looks it all over like that. He says, well, that there is a knick-knack, Paddywhack. Give the frog a loan. His old man's a rolling stone. All right, folks, over and out. Don't forget, leave a thumbs up, comment down below. See you all in the next one. Say goodbye, Jane.
Adios, Jane.
Meanwhile.
Okay, folks, just a quick clip here. I oftentimes get other diggers telling me they just leave these cobalt blue bottles behind on the dig site, these vintage ones, these bottles and jars. But as a rule, I normally take them and I put them in lots and sell them now. I just posted this bunch of them here for $30. There's 20 of them on Facebook Marketplace, and within 5 minutes, I'm not kidding, within 5 minutes, I had somebody messaging me for them, and they're coming to pick them up here shortly. And there's nothing special in here either. I mean, there's a Phillips Milka Mag. That's probably from the 1950s. This one here is another Milka Mag. It's a little bit older, maybe from the 40s, maybe even from the 30s. But other than that, there's nothing special in here. Mixed vitrinol. They're just a bunch of different shapes and sizes. So I'm going to box them up and get ready to go pick up my 30 bucks. Cha-ching. Where are we headed to, driver?
No man's land.
Oh, okay, they're going then. We got a damn good show for you tonight. What do you say, Jane?
Yeah, we got a